welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually doing something really exciting and fun. I'm doing my first ever tag video. This tag was created by Julie over at Pages and Pens, and it is the Labyrinth Book Tag. So this tag is all about the movie The Labyrinth with David Bowie, like back from the 1980s. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you check it out. And David Bowie, what more should I say? Oh, and Jim Henson as well. So this tag has 13 questions, so I'm just going to get into it. I did write down the questions here, so let's see. The first question is Sarah, a character that found strength without a love interest. So for me, I chose Ven from the Final Empire. She is one of the main characters in this book. This is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, and there's not really a love interest in here, and she is like, to me, she's like a complete badass, and I just like strive to be just like her. I think she's great, and she did it all without a love interest, and I think that's pretty awesome. So my first pick is Ven from the Final Empire. And question number 2, Hoggle, a character you weren't sure whether to love or hate. And for this one I picked Carswell Thorne from Cress. I went back and forth with this one for a long time. I was having a really tough time like deciding, but like Carswell, I didn't particularly really like him at first. I thought he was kind of pompous and kind of douchey, and like he just wasn't my favorite. And they're not really my favorite ship in this series. Towards the end of the book, he had some redeeming qualities, I suppose, but there's just something about him that I just can't get on board with, so not really a fan of him. Question 3, Ludo, a character almost too innocent to be real. So I didn't want to use Harry Potter in this one, so again I went back to the Lunar Chronicle series and I picked Aiko from Cinder. She is Cinder's like little sidekick robot, and she's just like the sweetest little thing, and I just like adore her, and she's just so innocent. I thought like she fit that description really well. So Aiko from Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Question 4, Didymus. This is a clueless character that you love to hate or hate to love. And I went back and forth on this one. I just read a book called Vixen by Gillian Larkin, and there's this secondary character in there. She's completely clueless and she drives me crazy and I can't stand her. But after thinking about it some more, I actually went with Evie Boyd from The Girls by Emma Cline. She is just completely clueless, and I just couldn't, like, I don't like that book at all, so maybe I'm biased, but like her as a character, she was completely clueless as a child and as an adult, because the book just switched back and forth between the two, and I just don't understand how. I mean, I get it, she was like 14 years old, so maybe she should have a little bit of leeway to be clueless, but really, like, it just wasn't believable to me. The Girls is about a cult that's based off of the Charles Manson cult in the late 1960s, so yeah, no. Question 5 is Jareth, and this is a villain that you can't help but love, and I don't think he's more of an anti-hero than a villain, but I chose Kaz from Six of Crows. So I have not finished this book yet, so my opinion may change, but off the top of my head, the first person I thought of was Kaz. I love his character, I love everything about him, but he's kind of an anti-hero, right? Like, I probably shouldn't love him. He's not the greatest of people in the world. He's just not a great person, but I adore him nonetheless. Which is question 6, and this is a secondary character that got on your nerves. And for this, I chose Bran from the Game of Thrones series. I cannot stand him. Like, I can't stand his storyline. I don't get it. My husband loves his storyline. We watched the show, and I've read the books. And when I get to his like storyline in the book, I just want to like put it down or like skim through it. Like, I don't care. I'm just not attached to this character at all. Question 7, The Labyrinth. This is a book with a plot twist you never saw coming, and this may be cliche, but for me, I chose Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Some of the plot twists I did like guess or did predict correctly, and then there were some that I like were out of kind of left field and I didn't. So this was like one of the first books that I read like when I started watching BookTube like a while ago, years ago now, and so it's one of the first things that popped in my head, and I really, really love that book. And I know that's like kind of polarizing, like some people love it, some people hate it, but I love it. Okay, question 8, The Bog of Eternal Stash. So this is a trope or writing style that will make you immediately put down a book. and there is a couple of them. Insta-love, can't stand it. I can't stand Insta-love, and in every contemporary YA novel that you pick up, there's Insta-love, and oh my god, it just drives me crazy. Or love triangle. I mean, that's not plausible, right? Like, who honestly, how many times do you go out into the world and meet two guys at once and fall in love with them both? Come on. It doesn't happen. It's like for romantic movies, and I'm over it. So overwritten. And then also, like, the innocent girl with the, like, bad boy with the sordid past, like, kind of over that too. It's been outplayed. Or overplayed, outdone. I just, no. Mm-mm. And then number 9 is the Oubliette. I can't say that word, so I apologize. And this is a book or series you'll never finish. The Shatter Me trilogy by Tahira Muffi. I read Shatter Me years ago. I didn't understand it. I didn't like it. I probably will never finish it. I have no desire to finish that book or that series. Question 10. 13th Hour. Book that kept you up all night, or that you read in one sitting. This was The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. Hands down, best vampire book I've ever read. Loved it. I loved the characters. I loved Gabriel. Like, he's just like the ultimate person. Love him. Highly recommend that book if you haven't picked it up. Number 11, Crystal Balls. So this is a character that you wish you could give a crystal ball to so they would avoid miscommunication. And I thought of June and Day from the Legend series by Marie Lu. Specifically in Champion, like, there's a lot of back and forth. Like, I don't want to spoil it if you've never read it, but there's a lot of back and forth, and I just wish, like, she could see that he cared about her. Or, like, she, you know, they care about each other, and they're just kind of like, it drives me crazy. I hate that. And you're like, it's right in front of you. He loves you. But no, don't see it. I apologize if you can hear my dog in the background. I'm dog sitting, and so she's playing. And the other dog that I'm dog sitting is kind of loud, so sorry. All right, question 12. You have no power over me. What book did you not understand the hype for? And again, Shatter Me, obviously didn't understand the hype. Still don't understand the hype. And also Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Oh my god, that book. It annoyed me. The, like, story within a story, like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Kath, as a main character, like, she was just unbearable to me. Like, I know it's probably a very unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I didn't like it. It's not for me. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't like it. But in my opinion, no. Don't understand the hype. And then the last question is Dance Magic Dance. And this is a book that will always make you happy. And, you know, there's a lot of books that make me happy. But there's a couple. So the first one I'm going to say is Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. And this is a classic. It's a really old book. And when I was little, we were going through stuff. Like, my mom was going through some of her old things from when she was younger. And she found a hardcover copy of Black Beauty. And I picked it up. And that's, like, you know, I always loved to read. But that, like, stemmed my love for reading even more. And I love the movie. And I love the book. And that's just something that will always, always make me happy. And then also another book, like, as I got older, obviously, like, when you're at school, you may stop reading as much, but, like, when I was in college, one of the books that got me back into reading again was Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella, and that book will always make me happy. It's funny, it's quirky, it's cute, it's fluffy. There's a whole series of them. You know, they made the movie, which, you know, I like the movie well enough, but definitely prefer the book. And yeah, so that is definitely, like, those two books will definitely always make me happy. Obviously, I'm a book lover, so there's a ton, but off the top of my head, like, those two are for sure, like, always going to make me happy. Alright, so there you have it. That is the Labyrinth tag. Like I said, this was originally created by Julie over at Pages and Pens. She tagged me. I was really excited to participate, so thanks, Julie, if you're watching. And let's see, who do I want to tag? I will tag Nicole from The Girly Girl Bookworm, and Amy from Amy C Books. So you guys, if you want to take part in this tag, I think it's a great tag. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest it. And then if I didn't tag you, you're more than welcome to do it. Please do it. And if you do, let me know. Link it in the comments down below. I will talk to you guys later.